I had a short order in here at 63 or 62 right here, and I pulled it as soon as we broke these lows here. Yes, it's into demand here, large buying here, but I just felt like holding the tops, we held this range, and then as soon as we couldn't break these highs and push back into this range, and we had this slam down here, this was pretty obvious clue based on order flow as well. All of these longs were trapped in here in this area. So all of these longs that came up in here bought up into here, and also the shorts were stopped out. All these sellers stopped out here, above here, and then we got this slam down. So at this point, I was pretty confident that it seemed like we continued to drop, and then these limit buyers continued to come in. So buyers are we going to continue to move lower, or are we going to just buy these dips? But it does seem like large buyers continue to come in. I think this is stops as well as limit buying again, limit buying here. But anyway, so I had this order at 62 to come back into this pullback. We only pulled back to 56, and then as soon as we broke this low here, I pulled my order at 46, and then to drop to take out this this low. So all of this was weak. All this overnight trade here was weak. So anywhere in here to take out, I mean, really through here, through these lows would have been a good target, but likely would have taken profit into here. So anywhere in here would have been good. Interesting though. Good setup. Was seeing and reading things well so far today. Just caught this drop here on the short. Wish I would have got it on video, but didn't have enough time, and it kind of happened quick. So I was in the live session, so I did not get to capture. I took, unfortunately, between my last update and now, I took a bunch of I took 3 full losses, and we can see here at 802, 806, 816. That's kind of in this area here. So this large limit buyer kept coming in, and I was trying to get this pop here. Took 2 full losses, just unfortunately not great timing, and then I kind of lost my mind a little bit after this push up and this high tick here, and I jumped a short and got pushed out on the actual when I should have given it another try on this this area right here. So it's unfortunate, 2 really nice trades here, and then this last one I shorted 24 at 932, and this was definitely a pretty big order flow trade. We can see here that we started to see these limit sellers come in here. We also had this on the drop. We had the limit buying as well, but then selling here, selling what looked like selling to me here, selling here, and then up here, and then we get this final last push up, and not anything real large as far as volume, and then we're also sitting at the top side of this previous range. So made a lot of sense after this push down. I felt like we had a lot of trapped longs in this area, and I shorted 24, which was the underside of this area. So all of these these last buyers here, all these guys that bought in this area on the pullback through this high tick were now stuck. And then at that point, pretty quickly, I didn't take a lot of heat on this trade, and they all got pushed out. And I really thought that we could come all the way back down, at least down into this 76 area, this 70 in this low volume node from yesterday, but I wasn't going to hold it. Through that, I thought about having my target just at the round number. I tend to do that a lot, which would have made sense. And I wanted to see if we would just have a real big flush and a release on the order flow here. And what happened is we kind of came down to 93, and I locked in, and I think I ended up closing it at like 98 or something. So, but it looks like for right now, it looks like it was a pretty good exit, and 25. So overall, I'm pretty happy with how my read is going today. All of the losses were basically somewhat of a timing issue, which of course timing is everything, but I was still correct on both these full losses here on the long side, where we eventually came up to up into this area. My target would have been kind of in the 62 area, or probably at least minimum into the 40 up to the 50 area. For that would have been a nice win, and then this was just a mistake. Probably slightly out of frustration this short when I tried to flip-flop on that. So I have to stop on taking, these. I got to minimize some of these losses because I'm definitely identifying the opportunities and getting some nice wins. A plus 30 and a plus 25 is one of my better days as far as big wins. So, but overall sitting at 26 on the day, probably going to call it a day. It's getting close to lunch now, so I'm going to give this a long try here. I thought I was done, but it seems like this has a nice chance for an order flow pop. I think we got some shorts trapped here. Strong demand coming in. I am long 15, and we'll see if we can pop up above this area, and I think we got a nice chance to push up above these highs, at least up into that 50 area. This is going to kind of be a make or break area right here. We got to pop above this last seller here, and kind of right here is make or break if this is going to hold or not. So do we have sellers trapped or not? We'll see. We'll find out here real soon. It's looking okay now if we can just hold this area. As soon as we pop above here, see if I can flush this 35 last seller up into that area. So this has got to hold. And I just got taken out on this last push up here to the 22. I covered my risk, and then it looked like it wasn't quite done. So usually you can say, well, if we didn't at least get in above this swing high here, it's a little early to go break even, but I'm alright with that. I still like the longs here. I just feel like there's a pretty good chance that we might see a spike down here into this area, last little bit, kind of like a shakeout here to take out this 71.008 and come back down and test this volume here. So we'll see if that happens. If it does, I might give it another try long, but I'm not going to sit in this because these lows getting ran is fairly likely. Alright, well, I am long again, and we'll see. That's the kind of the push down and the shakeout that I was looking for. And then we got this spike trapping all of the potential shorts. So we'll see if this holds and see if we can get anything out of this thing. But I had to take not the best price here at all at 13 or so. So it needs to hold here, or else I'm going to be the one that's potentially trapped. And the stop here is a little bit problematic too, because really 99 is the area where I'm potentially wrong. And now we're pushing back down to test my entry. And is it going to hold or not? And it's kind of a sketchy area right here. It's testing the volume now. And looks like it's going to have to hold here or I'm in trouble. I don't really want it to test back down into this area again, so I'm going to be pretty tight with the risk. And it needs to go here. And it's not looking like it's... Oh man, it's hard to not choke this trade out here. But who's stuck here? I think it's got a chance, but it's got to go here. Last chance. Do I get spiked out or does it go? I don't know, but there it goes. There's the pop. So risk is covered. I am going to manage this here and lock in 10 now. And there's 20. So that was a nice example of a live trade there that worked out really nice. And I wanted to lock it in, 20. I think I probably was a little premature. I think my goal would have been to come up into the structure and take it off at 44 or even into the 50, but 33 is fine for me into this volume because we had this limit seller into here. So I'm not going to be greedy. Anytime I can get a 20. So that's three really big trades for me. I mean, I don't know if that's ever happened in a single day. So I'm pretty happy about that. Very little drawdown on this one. You can see 2 ticks of heat I took on that one. And how many trades today? Quite a few, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trades today. And I had a plus 31, plus 25, and a plus 20, which is really nice. So it's a really nice way to end the week. I'm pretty excited. That's definitely going to be it for me. 10:06, 12 Eastern, lunchtime. So, all right. Expectation for price to come up into this 45, 44 area was met, which is this LVN, this double distribution here. So it makes sense that this would be a stop here. So now I'm not sure what's going to happen, but like I said, I think I am done for the day.